Hello everybody! Here I am again with another video in English about the Kungsleden, of course. What else? A lot of people have been asking me questions about certain things on a trail and what to do and what to expect and blah blah blah. So I've made a list, it's here, of 11 things that are good to know before you want to hike the Kungsleden. Some are obvious, some are not so obvious. I put them together and I'm gonna tell you them right now. Here we go. Tip number 1. I hiked the Kungsleden from south to north, which is not the usual direction because a lot of people hike it from north to south, but I would really recommend to hike it from south to north for a couple of reasons. Reason number 1 is that if you hike the whole Kungsleden, you will get to the north if you hike it from south to north, and you will see that in the north there are a lot of people. Like, it's way more crowded than the south. That's because a lot of people are hiking from Kebnekaise till Abisko, which is a really popular trail. It's way shorter than the whole Kungsleden. If you don't want to be in a stream of people, like really, it's a stream. If you don't want to be in this stream of people hiking from Abisko to Kebnekaise, you just hike from south to north. It's as simple as that. If you hike from south to north, you just pass them in the span of 1 hour, maybe. Then you just pass all the people. You're like, what is going on? And then they're gone. And you can hike on all by yourself, alone, which is nice. Reason number 2 is because they say, I don't know if I agree with it, but they say that the most beautiful part of the Kungsleden is in the north. Then you just keep the best for last, which is also nice. Tip number 2 is a book that I bought. So this is the Plan&Go hiking guide book of the Kungsleden. It's a man and a woman who've hiked it and they're just sharing their experience, and there's a really nice page in it. I also showed it in my last video, which is this one, which is a page that has all the huts listed of the trail, and it says whether it has a camping or whether it has a shop or a sauna or laundry, or if you can pay by card, if there's Wi-Fi, and if there's a recharge point. That's mostly all you need. If you want a guide for the trail, I recommend this book. Tip number 3. My third tip is to buy a STF membership card. This is a card. You can buy it beforehand, like before you hike, like now. You can buy it online, or you can just buy it at the first hut that you meet. It's basically just a card that makes you a member of all the huts organization, which is handy because then you get discounts on, maybe you want to use the sauna, maybe you want to camp at a hut for like a day or so, then you get a discount, and it's a good discount. Also, you if you have a membership card, you can I think between 10 or 11 and 3, I think, you can go in the huts and you can eat your lunch there. They allow you because you're a member. It's a question you get a lot on the trail. Are you a member? Yes, I am. Can I enter the hut, please? Thank you. My 4th tip is not really a tip. It's more information. People often wonder if the trail is well indicated. It is. I can tell you this. It's just incredibly indicated. I will put a picture somewhere. You have 2 kinds of signs. You have one for winter and you have one for during summer. The winter ones are like red crosses on poles don't follow them if it's not winter, because maybe they lead you to a river that you cannot cross. That's like during winter it's covered in snow, but now it's not. During summer you just have these red, sometimes they're orange, sometimes they're yellow, but mostly red signs. They paint rings around trees, and when it's really rocky they mostly put 2 rocks like this, and then like in between the rocks is the path. Before I went hiking I was like, yeah, am I gonna see the signs? I don't know. I've done some trails that are not so well indicated. This is so obvious. Like, it's like you lift your head and you see, oh yeah, there, I need to go there. It's really easy. Don't panic. Because it was so well indicated, I didn't use a map. Some people are like, you don't use a map, you should use one, you should have a compass and a map, because when there's mist in the mountains, you should have a map. They're right. Obviously, they are right. I just didn't take it. I was wanting to take the risk of getting lost or anything. If I'm honest, if I would go again, I wouldn't take a map. Because that's my 5th tip. That's an app which has the map on your phone. This app is called Fjällkartan in Swedish. I think it's like Swedish mountain maps, something like that. It's an app in which you can download the map of the Kungsleden, and it's just really handy to have because you can see your exact location, because you have a GPS on your phone. You can see where you are, if there's a stream coming up, anything. It's just, I like it. It's better than Google Maps on a trail, believe me. Okay, 6th tip. You can pay by card mostly in all of the huts. I was a bit skeptical about this because I was like, yeah, when I get to a hut, maybe it's not working, I should bring cash, blah blah blah. Mostly you can pay by card. But if you want to pay the boats, you have to take boats sometimes. They mostly don't have card payments, so then you want to have some cash to pay the boat. Tip number 7. The Kungsleden is like separated in 4 big parts. Hemavan till Amornäs, then you have Amornäs till Kvikkjokk, and then you have Kvikkjokk till Saltoluokta or Vakatavari. Till there, from the south on, you have phone signal. If I wanted, I didn't do that, but if I wanted, I could like watch YouTube videos in my tent. Sometimes really. But from Vakatavari on till Abisko, there is no signal, like 000. You can stop by Kebnekaise, there is signal, obviously, there's even Wi-Fi. But on the trail, because Kebnekaise is not part of the trail, on the trail, no signal. Then the 8th tip is for the people who are hiking from south to north. Keep in mind, if you want to take a boat from a boat service, so no rowing boat, but a rail boat, you have to call the owner of the boat, because the owner of the boat is always at the northern parts of the river that you want to cross, or the lake or anything, and you are here. And if there is no one coming from the north to take the boat, then he's just not coming. So you should call the people from the boat to let them know, like, hey, I'm coming from the south and I want to take the boat at like 5 p.m. Please be there. You just have to inform them so they're there. They do have fixed times, so you should look them up. You should look the phone numbers up. You can find them on the internet. Search the phone numbers and the times when they cross the rivers or the creeks or the lakes. Tip number 9 is also about boats. It's about the rowing boats. Keep in mind that by every crossing there are 3 rowing boats in total. So 2 on one side and 1 on the other side. If you arrive at your side of the river or lake you want to cross and you arrive at 2 boats, you are a really lucky person. Because that means you just have to take the boat, row it over, leave it at the other side of the river or lake, and hike on. If you, however, come to your side of the lake or the river and you see 1 boat, then you have to row the boat over to the other side, take another boat, put it on your boat, like make a little knot, and attach it to yours, row back to the side where you came from, row back, put one of the 2 boats there, leave it there, and then row over with your boat. This is just a rule so that there is a boat at each side of the lake all the time. So like no one can come after you and arrive to a lake where there is no boat, because all the 3 boats are on the other side. I think you understand, right? Tip number 10. Don't take a water filter. I had no problem finding clean water. No problem. Like you pass streams every day, multiple times. You can fill up your bottles just directly from the streams. It's super clean. It's the best water you have ever seen. I wouldn't take a water filter with me if I would go again. Yeah. And then the final tip 11. Where are the best camping spots? There were evenings on the trail where I was a bit stressed and scared because I thought I am not gonna find a good camping spot. Don't stress if this situation happens. Just take your fjällkartan or another map, anything you have with you, and check where there are streams. Because I have noticed that at like 90% of the streams there are just camping spots always. Like really flat grass, maybe some place to make a fire. Voila. And that was my final tip. That's everything I got for you guys. I think I addressed all your questions now. If you do have some more questions, you can ask them in the comments below. I will answer them. If you want to know what I took on the Kungsleden, I made a video about that. It's on my channel. You can find it there. And if you want to see my hike of the Kungsleden, it's also on my channel, but it's in Dutch, in Flemish actually. I live in Belgium, but you can put on the subtitles and then you can understand everything I'm saying. So if you want to see that, go for it. Bye!